Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and where you're coming from?
I came from Ratchet City, Shreveport, Louisiana. Probably like 170,000 people, real small community. Some people might call it country. That's where I come from, like Cedar Grove. My family was born on the east side of Cedar Grove, then we moved to the west side of Cedar Grove. That's like a known neighborhood in the city. But I'm loved all over the city. I always been loved all over the city, you know. It's just my stomping grounds. That's where I came up at. That's why I got my first start in this shit at, you know.
What are your earliest memories of hip hop as a young kid?
Man. So my daddy used to go to the store and buy tapes. He used to stack up so many, I used to steal them out of his room one by one. So I used to listen, early on I was listening to shit like Spice One.
Shout out Spice One.
8-Ball, MJG, you know, stuff like that. That's what I was on at an early age because it was what I had access to, you know.
What was your lifestyle growing up like in Shreveport? What type of typical like household did you have?
I had my daddy was a hustler.
Yeah.
I came from a family of hustlers. Like, I grew up in a time where our people had to do what they had to do. So I really grew up right in the middle of that. Watching at 3 years old, you know, looking at 3-4 bricks of cocaine on the table being broke down, and I know this dope, even at 3, you know. Yeah. So like, to see where I'm at now, it keep tripping me out, you know what I'm saying, to see that I was able to take a whole nother route and shake what I was really, you know, a product of. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I really grew up in the middle of this shit.
Was there like a time period or a memory that stands out in which you like fully became aware of the fact that your family was doing shit that was illegal?
Say it again?
Was there a moment or like a memory when you realized that your family was doing illegal stuff and that this was not like the way that other people make money?
My daddy beat my ass, right? I watched him break down a Kia Coke on a table with one of his people. Rest in peace, he dead. I ain't gonna say his name. And when my dad and them left, I walked up to my mom and I was like, my daddy just gave such and such some dope. And I ain't number 3, probably 2. So this was crazy, you know, because I'm looking at my son, he 11 years old, and he don't know what none of this shit is. So that let me know I'm doing something right, you know? Like, I ain't letting that same cycle continue. That's what it's about with me.
That's what's up. That's good to hear. But so, okay, like, so your dad beat your ass when you're 3?
Not beat my ass, but
right.
I got a spanking, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got a popping for saying what I was saying. I don't even know where the whooping came from. It may have been my mama who whooped me, but I know I said some shit I wasn't supposed to say because I was paying close attention. Like, say for instance, my daddy used to look out the window every day at the neighbors and say, look at them motherfuckers. So one day at 2 or 3 years old, my mama come in the room. She said, I'm in the blinds like this, got the blinds ripped all apart looking through them. I say, mama, look at them motherfuckers. Like, so I was soaking up everything like a sponge.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
That let me know you gotta be careful what you do in front of your kids. Like, so now if me and my woman get into an argument or something, the first thing I try to do is say, hey, we talking too loud. You gotta check that shit.
Yeah.
They soak it up.
You realize your kids are literally going to repeat anything you say, and if there's something that you say that they don't understand, they're going to begin the slow process of figuring it out and figuring out how they can say it and shit like that. I'm at the point where my kid repeats the things that I say instead of swearing. Like, I'll say, like, what the heck? Instead of what the fuck. And so she'll be running around the house saying, what the heck?
Yeah, I can say that one.
It's kind of weird because I'm like, I don't really want you saying that either. I was like,
she was looking for an out.
Yeah,
gave her
exactly.
out.
Definitely. But okay, so as you get older and everything, were your parents doing a good job of keeping you away from all this funny business they were involved in?
I mean, I got into music at an early age. Like I said, I was running in my daddy's room listening to that music, and I fell in love with it. I was playing football too, so I fell in love with the music, and I started rapping in the neighborhood by the age of probably 12, 11 years old. People was knowing me for, you know, having the ability to rap. So, you know, I was just able to do some other shit. You know, they did that shit, so, you know, I was able to do some other shit.
Was your dad behind your music career any at this time?
My daddy got locked up. He did like 4.5, 5 years for weed, which is, we riding around and we buying this shit out of every dispensary now.
He was just having personal amounts of weed on him?
Personal amount, but it wasn't no hundreds of pounds or no shit like that.
Right.
Like, he was just a small time selling dime sacks in an apartment type shit.
Damn.
Like, you know, tell your dad to break me a dime, a nickel type shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Had no major weight. She did 4.5, 5 years. Me and my brother went and picked him up together when he got out.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So did you seem to have talent as far as rapping from early on? Were you somebody that people were looking at in the neighborhood like you might have something?
Yeah, they was with me early on. I couldn't be with. Like you couldn't with me. I was busting up like everything they got in front of me. You couldn't with me even at a young age.
And who did you want to rap like at that time?
I used to listen to, around this time when I really started getting serious, I think Eminem came out. So I was listening to Eminem.
Word.
I was listening to a lot of that, like, and then I started getting into, the more lyrical artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of curved me and helped me a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because you was having motion in Louisiana before any of your hit songs even came out, right?
Hell yeah, I had been popping in Louisiana.
How did you start gaining like fame in your area? Like
I was always known for rapping, so I used to always enter competitions. One time I entered a competition, and this little independent company started rocking with me, let me get in the studio like every day. From then on out, I started dropping mixtapes. Every time I leave the house, I come back with $1,000 from slinging my mixtapes. Just got popping in the city like that to where I started getting booked outside of the city. Now, at 12, 13 years old, I'm making $5,000 every weekend, doing little gigs here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm moving all throughout Louisiana, all throughout these little back town countries, you know what I'm saying? And I'm getting popping.